And it's also critical to look in the mirror and realize and recognize that if it's not working, it's on the person that you're looking at in the mirror. You know, at the end of the day, you can blame the crew, but guess what? The captain put the crew there.
Hey, Craig.
Let's get into some coffee talk.
Hey, I love it. I love doing some coffee talk.
Well, you know, talk about what?
Dogs, daughters, whatever. It's coffee talk.
Coffee talk.
Well, hello there, Mr. Craig.
Well, hello to yourself, Mr. Jason. I am getting excited. You want to know why?
I do.
Because Christmas is a-coming. The new year is on the horizon.
Ooh.
2022 is wrapping up. And
Yes.
I would say that it was a pretty good year.
It was a fantastic year, and this is the time to reflect. And do you know what today is?
It is the final countdown.
The final countdown of coffee talks. No more coffee talks.
Wow. So
In
you're telling me
2022.
there's only 6 more coffee talks all forever?
That's it. I'm sentimental.
No more
We're not
coffee talk.
We're not going to be able to say, hey, it's coffee talk.
Nope. No.
We
will
there.
At the end of this, on the 6th one, we will reveal what the news segment that will be replacing this is.
Oh, I like that.
So,
Can we sing on the 6th day of coffee talk?
my
love
true,
gave to me.
yeah.
So, on the first day of coffee talk,
I don't even remember what it was. Right.
true love gave to me 6-step success secret sauces for your agency that we need to reflect on and get ready for 2022. I mean, 2022 that's insane.
It is insane. This year went by so fast. So yeah, this is 2022's 6 steps to success secret sauce. And we're going to start with this one. This will be number 6, and we're going to count it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 will be the final episode, and then we'll be revealing the new episode.
Ooh.
I think the 3rd of January. That'll be
4th.
released.
I will still be in the Cayman Islands.
Ah, you crazy, Mr. Craig.
And that's a whole nother side story to talk about how hard it is to go there because of the COVIDs.
Well, let's save that for another day. So the 6-step secret sauce, number 6 is you reveal it.
The business. Working on the business versus working in the business. Now, I want to preface this with something really quick. Now, I just pictured that ADD graph. Important side story to setup story.
Sure.
So it is critical that at this time right now, this is December, that this is done now. You have to look at these things now, because if we start in January, then it's then all of a sudden nothing happens, right? And then we're flying without radar again. So these things are really, really important to get handled now, right? Take care of now.
And these are the things that we are currently working on right now for 2022. So when we say this, these are things that we're actually implementing right now in real time.
Yep.
So let's dive into the business, working on the business. What does that mean, Mr. Craig?
We need to do the things that a lot of us may not be most excited about, which is kind of that setup stuff, create the processes, create the plan, if you will, right?
So let's get into that. Business plan.
Uh-huh.
Planning for 2022. I don't know if anybody else felt this way, but think about 2021. At the beginning of the year, did you visualize what you wanted 2021's output to be? And are you there? Did you achieve all the goals that you want to do? Or did you not set any goals and you're maybe a little bit further? But what do you want next year at this time to look like that maybe it doesn't look like now, but you want to get there? Let's put a plan together.
Yeah.
So that we can implement.
Yeah. And I think it's important to recognize, I know that somebody listening here didn't do it or wanted to do it and then didn't do it. And now they feel bad that they didn't do it. Maybe they don't want to do it because they're afraid that they're going to mess up or whatever. And it doesn't matter. Stop being so hard on yourself. You just have to do it. Right.
Yep.
And it doesn't even matter if it's not perfect. you have to have something put together and written down, whether it's on a piece of paper or it's in the Excel or it's on, somewhere on the computer. We got to put something together so that you have that radar, you have that GPS that's going to get you to your destination by the end, this same time next year. So we're not running around with our hair on fire.
So I approach this in two ways. One is what has happened this year that obviously is a precursor to next year, meaning what did the carriers that you sell for want out of you this year, right? Whatever that is, we need to focus on that, but also focus on what they are implementing next year. Maybe, we're P&C agents. Maybe part of that's bundling. What are you doing to set that up? How are you going to set up the comp plan for your sales agents? How are you going to approach doing quotes? Like that whole process, right? So that's one aspect. The other aspect is like the bonuses, right? Every carrier offers bonuses. What are the different components to that bonus? And how are you going to be able to achieve and maximize it? There's no reason to not maximize the bonus. I don't know if we've talked about that much, but ever since we started, like the first bonus that we got, we were told that we were not going to be eligible for it. Then finally at the end of the year, we kicked it up and we got like 75% of the bonus, which is pretty cool. But every year after that, we've maximized the bonus because there's no reason not to. But it does take a bit of planning. So whether it's an increase in business or sales, like 20% or 8%, I don't know what it is for you guys, but whatever that is, you can work backwards with your retention and everything. You can work backwards and figure out what you need to achieve that and always shoot higher than whatever those numbers are. But put that together in a plan. What is it going to cost you to hit those numbers?
I think something that's wonderful and beautiful about this business is no matter who you're with and who the carrier is, you're able to get the data, right? You're able to get the analytics on what your retention is, on how much you wrote, and all of the different pieces that you can do what Jason said and back it all out. I mean, you can actually figure out to the dial what you need to do in order to get the results. And at the end of the day, I still haven't found a situation where the math doesn't work, right? The laws of math are a certain way. If you figure it out and you plant the right marketing pieces in place, it's going to come together.
And you have that business plan that you put together, that Excel spreadsheet, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be in the Insurance Dudes. We'll put that in the group today, in the Insurance Dudes group. So join on Facebook. Just look up the Insurance Dudes group. Join the group. I think it's in the announcements or files section. Grab that, and you can use that for next year.
Yeah. So you can plug in your retention, you can plug in all of the different metrics that you'd use to figure out, and you can figure out what it takes to get to that level, what you can spend on marketing, what your lifetime value is. So a lot of good stuff that maybe hasn't come across your mind before, or it has and you just didn't have it put together, or you have one that's better. Great. Share it. And let's build this thing. What else?
So that's step one, is to build a business plan. Figure out where you want to be, what it will take to get there, what kind of marketing sources have worked, double down on the ones that have worked the best for you. Also, always try new stuff. Little side note, but develop the systems to actually achieve that business plan.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can't, it's just like a sales agent. You can't just tell them to sell. You have to develop a system. Okay, you need this many quotes. You need this many you need to say this on the phone. You need to develop a system that somebody can follow and create the predictable results.
Yeah. And I think that's really important because a lot of us, and this was me all the way when I started, because I've always been in sales and I've always been the one that's able to put it together and figure it out. But that's also why I ended up buying an agency and owning an agency and running an agency, because I had that entrepreneurial piece. And most of the people that we're hiring and bringing on as our producers don't necessarily have that. And that's why it's really important to show them that path. And yeah, maybe they will eventually grow into that position. But right now, like, I remember assuming that they would be able to do it if I just said, go get it. Right. And not everybody has that imagination where they can come up with what they need to do. So it's really important to create those processes. And then once those processes are in place, what do we need to do?
We need to have some sort of accountability system.
Yeah.
not only for our team, but also for ourselves to make sure that we're implementing the business plan, that the systems are developed, that all the teams are following the systems to get that outcome that we put in the business plan, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's also critical to look in the mirror and realize and recognize that if it's not working, it's on the person that you're looking at in the mirror. Because at the end of the day, I think one of the most liberating and freeing things that for me, the big aha moment was instead of complaining about the office burning around me, it was like, wait a minute, it's burning because the process.
You're the captain.
I'm the captain. At the end of the day, you can blame the crew, but guess what? The captain put the crew there.
The captain ran into the iceberg.
The captain did. He could blame the alcohol all day long, but he's the one that put the alcohol. So it's so important to assume that. And I think it's really liberating when you can take that role, take on that. If it's not working, okay, great. That's fine. Guess what? This isn't rocket science. We're going to be able to put it together. But I think that download will be helpful. Use that and use that as a piece of the business plan. But it's really good to know, have a good idea of what you're going to do. And you know what? You can always pivot. You can change. It's a living, breathing document. So use that throughout the year to assess your situation.
And the final piece that makes all of this so easy at the end of the day is, what are your KPIs, your key performance indicators? What are those numbers that you need daily, that you need to pay attention to know if people are on track, to know if you're on track? What are those things? And make sure that everybody has their own KPIs so that they're tracking it, so you can see if you're on pace.
Right. 100%. What did
Love
your grandma say?
What did she say?
Action takers are money makers.
Oh, my grandma too. That's Kristen.
I know. I'm just kidding. We like Santa's grandma, but it's
action takers and money makers.
They are
1,000 billion%.
So ask yourself right now: are you going to be a money maker, or are you going to not be? If you're not, then that's fine. Don't take action. If you are, take action, because action takers are money makers, and that is 6 coffee talks away, or 5 coffee talks away, if we're going to use math, from the end of Coffee Talks as we know them.
And that was number 6 of the 6-step secret success secret sauce. Tomorrow, or the next episode, we will be doing secret sauce number 5. What is that? Ooh, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. You better check in. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. You'll get a little notification when it comes out, and you'll be ready to rock and roll. And you can leave Mr. Jason a text message at 520-214-2219. We'll see you on the next one.
And that's a coffee talk.
Coffee talk.
Hey, Jason.
Yes, Mr. Craig.
That was another awesome episode, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if people want to get a little bit more action and learn how to do write 100,000 in premium off of even the worst internet leads, where could they go?
They can go to live.teledudes.com.
Ooh, that sounds exciting. Are we going to be there?
Yes, it's a weekly call that we're doing right now it's live, and it will show you the process. The entire process is super awesome.
I love it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Sign up right now, live.teledudes.com.
Live.teledudes.com. That's live.teledudes.com.
Hey, Craig, there's a new community that we are starting that I cannot wait to tell everybody about. It is our live texting community where you and I are going to answer people's questions and give them free content, right?
Are you kidding me? We get to talk to them?
Yeah, which is awesome, but they have to opt in. They have to text us at 520-214-2219. That's 520-214-2219.
Nice.
Craig, are you going to respond to these texts?
I'm going to respond to them for sure. Live.
I'm into it too. It's going to be awesome. And it's going to be our new texting community where we're going to get back to everybody that we can and drop some crazy content, free content, and free the calculator that you just came up with.
Mm.
That's right. the calling calculator, sales material. I mean, everything for insurance agents. This is it. It's the best texting community out there for insurance agents.
Well, what the heck is that number again? I can't remember it.
It's 520-214-2219. That's
Okay.
520-214-2219.
I love it. I'm going to text it right now.
520-214-2219.
All right. I'll see you later, Mr. Jason.
Bye, Mr. Craig.
Wait, do they even listen to this on the radio anymore?
I love it. I love it.
Nice.
All right.